You know something I've realized? I've never actually talked about something I've hated on this channel. Look, I don't hate it per se. It's just that it's... Okay, I'll start off with things that I do like. Like the music. For the most part. Every time I listen to the soundtrack, I only skip 2 songs. To Break a Glove and Disappear. And even then, To Break a Glove is a nice song. It's just a bit too slow for me, not to mention it reminds me of this one character's welcome song. As for Disappear, boy, I'll get into that later. But yes, the songwriters do have talent. A lot of talent. Like, goddamn, besides those 2 songs, everything is just a masterpiece. If I could, I would just love to shake their greasy goblin hands. Something else worth mentioning is the acting. Everyone just does a fantastic job, and I just gotta give props to the main man himself, Ben Platt. Bros, Ben's gay. But in that scene where Evan and Zoe first kiss, he looks so into it, like... Damn! And his portrayal of an anxious person was pretty good, but... By the way, I actually saw the show, so that's why I feel like that. Now, with that in mind, this is where my first complaint comes from. Because if you just listen to the soundtrack, then you have no clue what the story's about. Personally, I had no idea Connor killed himself until my 6th listen. And one of my pals thought that For Forever was about Evan wanting a friend, which is not what that's about. That song is Evan lying to the Murphy family about being friends with their deceased son Connor. But a Discord acquaintance said that was a cool thing since the story is based on lies, and now we get to be a part of that lie. Which is dumb. All this is that pretty much for the sake of art, the audience is being lied to, which is shitty. Now let's talk about this guy, Connor Murphy. Why did he kill himself? Like his suicide is the instigator of the entire story, but we never know why he kills himself. And the thing is, no one cares. The song Requiem, which is an absolute banger mind you, is pretty much the Murphy family singing about how they don't care that he's dead. But I'll give some credit to Zoe and the dad. Cause yeah, Connor was a piece of shit. But bruh, the mom? You actually cared that Connor died, but now that you got some printed out emails, you're gonna sing no Requiem tonight. Also, mind you, this story is supposed to talk about themes of mental illness and suicide, but as stated before, no one cares about the only person who actually killed themselves. And the end of the story proves my point. Evan asks Zoe why he didn't expose the truth about him not being friends with Connor. And that bitch has the audacity to say, "We all needed it," or some bullshit like that. The Murphys were doxxed and sent threats. But no, they thought it would be best if that kept on happening to them, as long as the lie of Evan being a good person kept on living. And back to that idea of Connor being an asshole. Yes, I'm not gonna dispute that. But he has this scene with Evan at the beginning of the show, and it shows how complex he really is. Connor is the only one to sign Evan's cast, and he says, "Now we can both pretend to have friends." He wasn't even being an asshole about it either, he was genuine. So yeah, Connor does have issues, but instead of focusing on that, they use his suicide as a reason for the plot to move along. Nothing else. Alright, another issue I got. Evan. Boy, is he a sociopath.
Like he takes advantage of someone's suicide to get everything he's ever wanted, which in itself isn't a problem. It works for the story.
Problem is, he never gets his comeuppance, and when he does, it's barely anything. "Oh no, my 2 school friends think I'm a dick, and my not family, oh now I have a weird relationship with them. Oh boy." Like I talk about how a girl ate a hot dog and then after class fucking turns on me, the fuck! Now my final complaint is just how pandering this musical is. I already mentioned how I think Dear Evan Hansen fails at its mental health awareness shit, and if you didn't get that, well, I think Evan Hansen fails as his mental hair, but they just keep on pushing that message, which isn't a bad message, but come on. Like, look at the "You Will Be Found" hashtag. In the story, that song is fake as shit, but the story acknowledges that it's fake as shit with its reprise. And that reprise is Kino as fuck. Like, those same internet assholes from "You Will Be Found" start shitting on the Murphy family as Evan starts crying for all of it to stop. I just love that scene. So the point of that is just that "You Will Be Found" is a weird thing to be a hashtag, since with context of the story, it's a bad thing. But there is this one song that just pisses me the fuck off. "Disappear." It has both Evan and not Connor pointing at the audience and saying shit like, "If you're that quiet kid who sits in the back of the class and everyone thinks you're gonna shoot up the school, you still matter." Like, no the fuck I don't! I mean, but that whole song and scene is just meant to pander to the target demographic. First of all, it's not actually Connor in that scene, it's Evan's imaginary Connor. And as for Evan, he's an asshole! He doesn't care about those types of people, he only cares about himself! So for him to say stuff like that while pointing at the audience, mind you, it's so disingenuous. Look, I don't hate this. It's just, I just don't like the story, the characters, the marketing, how it handles its message. It's okay, I only like its music and acting.